So in this video, I'm literally and figuratively going to talk about building a strong foundation and how my brain just kind of connected my faith in Jesus and my passion for homesteading. Hi, I'm Katie, and if you've always dreamed about buying a plot of land, building a home, and turning into a sustainable homestead, then this channel is for you because I cover all those topics and more. But without further ado, let's jump in. So for those of you who are new to this channel, to give a little context, I'm currently building a house. The idea is that this house lends itself as much as possible to a homesteading lifestyle because that is the lifestyle that I gravitate towards. I'm just a beginner, so definitely dipping my toes into gardening and canning and all that other good stuff. But the hope is that with this house build, we will definitely be able to expand in our homesteading hobby, if you will, and have a larger garden and livestock and all that other good stuff that comes with it. I talk a lot more about this topic in another video of mine. I'll put a link below to that. But again, for those who are just looking for that context, I'm currently in the process of building the house for the homestead. So currently, we just finished digging the hole for the foundation. We're hoping to get the foundation in this upcoming week. But as much as I want the home to reflect my love and passion for homesteading, I also want it to reflect my faith primarily as the first and foremost important thing, if that makes any sense. So as a Catholic, I've seen different things that people do when they're building the house, like they'll write scripture on the frame of the house, and I think that's just a wonderful idea. Because the foundation hole has been dug and we're in the process of putting the foundation in, it occurred to me another great way to incorporate my faith into this house build is by burying some St. Benedict medals underneath the foundation. St. Benedict, the medals are associated with protection from evil. And I gotta be honest, you can never have too much protection from evil in today's day and age. Like, there's just so much bad out there. So of course my mind just thinking of the irony, or the cliche I should say, statement of building strong foundations. So building the strong foundation for the house, having a strong foundation of faith. And my mind just kind of was wondering and thinking about, well, okay, how about strong foundation for homesteading? And I don't know, I just feel like this isn't really something talked about in that way of thinking. But like, for example, last year was the first time I really grew tomatoes. And of course, again, for those who are new here, I just kind of like to wing things. I know I shouldn't. I know I should do a little bit more research, but I feel like I learned the most doing it that way. So last year, planted way too many tomatoes in a raised garden bed that did not nearly have enough soil. And as a result, when I put the trellis around the tomatoes, they just kept flopping all over the place. And as a result, the tomatoes, by the time they grew and got really large, they were outgrowing the trellises and they would just knock over. And some of them even ended up breaking or snapping a little bit because of it. So having a quote unquote literal strong foundation would have been so much more beneficial than the lack of foundation when I was growing tomatoes last year. But besides the literal strong foundation of homesteading, I think there's something to be said about having the figurative strong foundation. And I feel like a lot of this comes just from the society that we live in. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but how I feel is the further I go into society and just follow suit with what society deems as necessary in life, I just kind of feel like I lose that strong foundation of my internal being. Like, I'm setting myself up for not prioritizing the core values, I guess. So like, take for example, the food. That's the big reason why we homestead. I mean, you know, if I follow society, I'm working a typical 9-to-5 job and just buying whatever's at the grocery store. And that's what most people do, and it's all well and fine, and I still do it. I still go to the grocery store. I'm not trying to, be black and white here. But there's something to be said about growing it yourself, knowing there's no harsh chemicals, knowing that it is as good and nutritious as it possibly can be, and just being there to watch the stage and knowing the work that it takes to do it and not taking it for granted. And I think that's something that's just kind of lost a little bit. And going back to the core foundation of homesteading, I think is a really good thing for myself, and I'm sure for others, because it brings out that level of appreciation. It brings out that level of satisfaction, knowing that you can work hard and it can pay off, and actually seeing the fruits of it for, I don't know, no pun intended. And I think that's great. And so that's kind of how my mind tangented from bearing St. Benedict medals to homesteading. And I hope, you kind of enjoyed the journey with me, but that is all I have for you today. So until next time, I will see you then.